Hello, everyone. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday, y'all. I decided to hop on here. I actually do not need this mic, but I decided to hop on here and talk about digital marketing, y'all, and also talk about UBC and then also the free webinar. I get a lot of people who are curious about UBC, but may not want to fully invest yet. Well, guess what? They are having a webinar, y'all, and it's free to join. If you don't have UBC or you've been curious about UBC, for a while, you can join this free webinar. I'm gonna post a link. Y'all, excuse me with these lashes. They looking a hot mess. But I'm gonna post a link in the chat, y'all, for anybody who has been on the fence about UBC and considering getting it. If you don't know what that is, never heard of it, it stands for Ultimate Branding Course, y'all, and it's literally a full in-depth digital marketing course that teaches you all the skills that you need to know in order to be successful online making money. That's all. That's the best way to explain it. Webinar is Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to link the registration here. If anybody joins and you want to sign up for the free webinar. Well, if you join the webinar live on Saturday, basically it's going to talk about all the new stuff that's finna to drop, which we don't even know. So you're going to find out at the same time as me. Plus, it's going to go over what you learned. It's going to pretty much tell you all about UBC. Plus, it's going to be a surprise, a secret surprise there. So if you've been on the fence about joining the community and buying UBC, you definitely want to be on there live because there is going to be a surprise for anybody who has been contemplating getting UBC. Hey, Juju, how are you? Happy Thursday. I am having a good day. Hey, Lanika. I know I saw your name. When I seen it, I was like, okay, Lanika. High toxic relationship. Yes, Faceless can account. I was faceless, y'all. When I started, I was completely faceless at first. But UBC talks a lot about Faceless. It's a full module in there that goes over Faceless. You basically doing the same thing that I do, showing my face. The only difference is your content is not going to have your face in it. But when I started as a beginner, I didn't come straight out with my face because I didn't really know what I was doing. And I thought I wanted to stay faceless. And I actually made my first $2,000 completely faceless before I even came over here. And then once I came over here talking about it on YouTube, I still kept my Instagram page faceless for 6 whole months. I was still making income from Instagram too. So I was faceless, y'all. There's a ton of faceless creators that be making a killing, y'all. Making a lot. I gotta quit saying that word, but they be making a lot. So yeah, definitely. That's why I always tell people, if you're shy, introverted, it doesn't matter. You can sell digital products too. Doing well. Are you doing mentorship? So the way I do it is when you buy UBC from me, I automatically help you if you need it. So it's not really an extra thing that I do. It's just if you buy something from me, I always direct you to the course first. Like if you get the course, say you got the course today, you wouldn't immediately just ask me stuff because the course is going to give you, a lot of answers. But I get it. Sometimes people get confused. So you would just reach out to me and I help people like kind of on a case by case basis, depending on if they need it. And then to whatever extent you need it. So yeah, definitely help. Definitely help. Y'all need to link it. I thought I was going to have it on here already just in case. Copy URL. So if somebody is interested in UBC, of course, if you want to buy now, go ahead. But I came on here mainly to promote the webinar because the webinar is free for any people who are contemplating, just so they can kind of get a feel for the UBC community. And then plus, like I said, UBC is doing another bonus where they announcing like new stuff, and they do this all the time, y'all. That's why I love UBC, because once you in the community, you in the community. We don't have to pay when they announce new modules. So it's 5 new modules, y'all. That means 5 new things that they're about to teach. We have no clue what they are. They haven't even told us. So at the same time we find out, the people who already have UBC, is the same time that the public finds out, or the people who are on the webinar that we're promoting, which is great. And then plus they're going to do like a surprise bonus on the webinar, but it's only going to be live only. So that's why I've just been trying to get people to sign up. And I've had quite a few people sign up already. I'm trying to link it just so I make it easier for y'all to find it. let me know if y'all have any questions. Free UBC webinar happens Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Y'all, every time I get on here and I try to copy and paste something, it's like a whole situation happening. Why does this MacBook want me to paste something? Okay, y'all, I put it in the chat. I think I did. I think I messed up on the link. Okay, no, I didn't. It still works. So, yep, I put it in the chat for anybody who is interested in registering for the free webinar. How's your day today? It's going good because I want mentors that got me with my sales content, etc. Yeah, exactly. So, yep, I get it. So, UBC, y'all, it's one of those courses that gives you a lot of the answers that you need and the help, you know. But of course, if you need help, then you would just reach out to me if you needed additional help. Definitely. Yep. I help people all the time. People always DM me, or if I have to get on a Zoom call, I do whatever it takes. So yeah. Yep, because I know everybody learns different. You know, everybody learns at a different pace, if that makes sense. But I did link it. Let me just pin it. But that's the link for the webinar, y'all. Now, if you want to buy UBC, you would just go to the link in bio. Or I can link that too, either way. But yeah, so let me know if y'all have any questions. It's the same course that I started with as a beginner 1 year ago. Same course. It just has evolved a lot. A lot of new stuff has been added within the year that I've been in it. And like I say, they continue to add stuff, y'all. As stuff changes, they update stuff, they update modules. They do a lot of different things. You have Q&A calls with UBC. So not only do you get my support, but there's ongoing support from the community. So you don't just buy a course, you literally get in the community too. So you can always ask questions there and have support too. And then every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, you can always jump on those Q&A calls that they do every week. And listen, if you don't want to ask questions, you don't have to. Y'all, I never ask questions, but I'm always on there listening. And I always learn something new every single time. So you can join those calls. Also, the mindset calls are separate from the Q&A calls. So they also do those. Those are super important. If you are a person who struggles with having a positive mindset and really believing you can do this, then you definitely want to get on the mindset calls. They are great too, to kind of help guide you with staying positive. So you got all of that ongoing support, ongoing resources that you get automatically once you join the course. You automatically get that. So, yep, if I have anybody who has been on the fence, been considering UBC, heard of it, but don't know if you want to get it just yet, definitely join the webinar, y'all. It's free. It's going to be a great webinar. The webinars are always good. It's just going to talk about the community, talk about the course. And then they got 5 new modules, like I said, that they're announcing, and then a surprise. I'm on the mix between. Yep, so you definitely got to make a decision, right? Yep, you got to make a decision. But yeah, the reason why I saw them both too when I started, honestly, y'all, the reason why I went with UBC was mainly because UBC not only talks about digital marketing, like the skill, because digital marketing, y'all, is just a skill that you learn. It focuses heavily on branding. That's why UBC is called Ultimate Branding Course. And if you think about it, y'all, like I always tell people, branding is super important in the online space, period. Building your personal brand, because how are you going to stand out amongst everybody else, right? That was the reason why I picked UBC, because they really, really believe in the branding part of it, which makes sense, because if we all have digital marketing skills, what's setting you apart? why are people coming to you to buy versus somebody else? You know why? Because that person has built a strong personal brand, which involves the way you make people feel when they see your content, how your content appears, your values. It has a lot to do with all of that. That's how you end up making sales. That's why certain people buy from certain people. So it's super important to be able to be consistent with making sales, right? So that was like one of the main things that made me lean towards UBC, and that's kind of why I got UBC, and I don't regret it, y'all. I've had a lot of success with it, and I was a beginner, y'all. I didn't know anything. Like, I knew what digital marketing was. Like, I've always known it was just meaning you're marketing a business on the internet. You're trying to sell on the internet, but I had no idea about none of the strategies, none of the stuff that I talk about. Knew nothing about faceless content. I thought that was not real, y'all. I thought that was fake. When I saw people first talking about that, I'm like, okay, now they pushing it. Like, they making this shit up at this point. Cause I'm like, here I am. I can't even make a sale showing my face. How the heck are y'all selling stuff faceless? So I really thought they was lying. And then I started watching. Well, I'm like, okay. And then it started, like, this light bulb went off and it started making sense. And I'm like, people really are making thousands, hundreds of $1,000s never showing their face, y'all. Millions. I know people who made $1 million never showing their face on any platform, selling digital products. And you got to think, if you want to be faceless, branding is super important, because you're going to have to, I don't want to say you have to work harder, but your brand is going to really stand out because they don't see you. You see what I'm saying? Like me, y'all can see me. Of course, my branding is important too, but imagine if I was faceless and y'all never saw me. And every time I came on here, y'all just had UBC on the screen, but I was still talking about the same things. I would have to have a really, really strong personal brand to continue getting people and converting them into buyers. So that's why it's important to know about branding, y'all. My niche is helping couples get out of 9-to-5 grind and make passive income online. Yep, that's a good niche. That's the how to make money online niche. That's the wealth niche. Nope, that's a great niche. It's basically the same niche I do. You just have a different target audience. Nope, you don't need to niche down too much. Right. So your niche it falls under wealth. It falls under how to make money online, because you're teaching people how to make money online. You're in the same niche as me. The only difference between you and me, your target audience is different, which is what makes this like good for everybody and not saturated. Basically, you're not going to position your content the way that I position my content. You kind of are, but you're targeting mainly couples, if that makes sense. So, I mean, it's the same, y'all. It's really the same. It's the same niche. I just mainly target, when I create content, I'm always saying women, woman, mom, because I target mainly women. Does that mean men don't buy? No. Y'all know how many sales I've got from people who are men? If you look at all of my content on Instagram, I've never made content that said anything about a man. Nothing. Because when you make content, you have to talk specifically to somebody. Because if you y'all heard that saying, if you try to talk to everybody, nobody listening. So I say woman or I say mom all the time. But if you make good enough content and you build a bomb brand, that don't mean that only women and moms gonna buy from you, or only couples gonna buy from you. You know what I mean? So you're gonna get single people too, right? That's not in a relationship, because they hearing the content, if that makes sense. That's just to help you streamline your content so it's focused on a certain group, if that makes sense. Nope, that's why I do these lives for questions. So yeah, definitely ask questions. Yep. So no, that's a good niche. It's the wealth niche. If you're teaching somebody how to make money, you still in the same niche. The only thing that changes is who you target. Some people target men. They make their content geared towards men. Some people are targeting the people who have retired. So like the older generation, like people who have worked their whole life and now they retired and they trying to supplement income. That's another target audience. Some people on here are making content geared strictly to college people, college students, or the younger generation. Some people make content and they make it strictly for millennials. You get what I'm saying? So it's just who you're talking to. Yep. Sorry. Nope, you're good. Thank you. Because some people said niche down too much. I might just switch my post. No, you didn't niche down too much. So you're pretty much saying couples, which is kind of men and women. But if you wanted to just target both men and women, you could, but the way you're positioning is couples. I wouldn't say it's niche down too much. because at the end of the day, you included men and women at the same time. And it's not going to limit, like I told you, I talk mainly to women, y'all. And I have a lot of men who have bought UBC from me. And sometimes they'll ask me, so you don't sell to men? And I'm like, did I say that? Like, they'll ask me that. I was like, yes. That's why sometimes you'll hear me throw in there. Like, even when I come on here, like, I'll introduce myself and I'm like, hey, I teach women how to make money online with digital marketing. But basically everybody, like, I'll say that because it's mainly women, but I don't want to, like, you don't want to single people out and then they feel like, oh, well, I ain't gonna. So you have to kind of have a target group, but at the same time, that don't mean that that's gonna be the only people that you cater to. Yep, definitely not. Because how can they say you niche down too much and there's people who target moms? You don't think that's niche down? You see what I'm saying? It's not, but they strictly use the mom word, like it's moms. So people would think, oh, well, if I'm not a mom, then that's not me, right? So you have to do that in order to make good content. You gotta be talking to certain people so that you can make content. Your content is gonna help you create content that targets the pain points of what couples go through, right? So you can make a lot of content like targeting people basically when they couples and they ain't got enough money, what they doing? Arguing over freaking money, right? Breaking up over money, right? So that's all stuff you can use in your content to target them at the same time. But UBC teaches all that, y'all. It teaches you how to do all that, how to come up with your niche and how to actually get your content in front of the right people. Like all the strategies and all the different things that it takes to market a digital product to them. When did they make this? Okay. Y'all need to stay off the internet, like honestly. Well, I can't stay off the internet, right? Look, at this point, I can't stay off the internet. That's my job. Like I can't. Back when I didn't do this for a living, then yeah, but now I can't stay off the internet, even if I wanted to. That was funny that I said that. Like, how would you do that? How would that work? Let me know if y'all have questions. Also, y'all, there's a free webinar for the course that I'm talking about, y'all. It's happening Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern. And it's a major webinar. You don't want to miss it. If you've been on the fence about UBC, you don't have it yet, join the webinar. They're going to talk about the course, also talk about the new modules. There's 5 new modules dropping. And plus, there's going to be a surprise to people who are attending live. So the link is in my chat over there. If you want to join, it's free to sign up just to save your spot. And definitely don't wait till the last minute to sign up so that way you make sure you get in. So definitely sign up. And then not only that, y'all got to remember UBC, like I said, it's the digital marketing course, y'all, that teaches you marketing. The same way you would go to college to get a degree in digital marketing. This is the same concept, y'all, only better. Better because you taking it at your own pace in the online space. This is a course you have for a lifetime. You get in some community support, so a full community of people, like-minded individuals. Bonus part, you get the resale rights. That's the added bonus. You don't gotta resell it, but why wouldn't you resell it to at least make your money back, right? But it's gonna teach you how to do all that. Basically, you get in a course to learn marketing, plus teaching you how to resell it and how to create your own products if you want to go in a different niche and create your own ebook, your own guide, or own type of digital product. UBC teaches you how to do it successfully. And then the way it works is, in order for you to get people to buy your ebook on whatever it is you create, you're going to use the skills that you learn from the course. Because most of the time people create good products and they don't sell, not sometimes because they're not good. It's because the right people are not seeing the ebook. You get what I'm saying? So if you posting about your ebook on the internet and it's getting shown to people who are not interested in that niche, you're never going to sell it. So sometimes it's a matter of marketing, y'all. Your marketing skills lack. So you use what you learn from the course. You refer back to that course as much as you want to on how to create good content. So that way people start seeing the content. And if you do it good enough, you start making money. That's what the course is for. But for me, I got the course and I talked about my journey while I was starting. And then I eventually used the course as my first digital product. I resold UBC, y'all. Why not? I bought it, right? And I was like, oh, when I made my first sale, I was like, okay, I just made $500. Somebody bought the course from me to learn. That's when I was like, how many other people can benefit from learning a skill like this, making money and changing their life? A lot of people. So I instantly went into, okay, my target audience is me. People who are tired of the 9 to 5, living paycheck to paycheck, stuck in debt, just hate working for somebody else, y'all. That was me. So I immediately knew that I was my target audience. So because I was my own target audience, I knew how to make content that hit the pain points for those people because it was my same pain points. I was tired of working for somebody else. I was stressed out every day. I wasn't making enough money. I had $25,000 in credit card debt. I was tired of missing out on family events. Like all of those things are pain points. So I catered my content and I made content saying those exact things in my content. And guess what that did? It drew people to me like, oh, so she found a way to get away from that and make money. So what did they do? They watch me. Eventually they bought a course because they want to learn how to do it too. So that's exactly what I did. And I only was able to do it and know how to do it. It wasn't until I bought UBC because I didn't know how to sell digital products. I was not selling anything. I tried to sell my own ebook and I didn't make no money, y'all. At all. And it wasn't that it was bad. It was just that I lacked skill. It's a skill, y'all. It's just like if you go to college and learn a new career. You don't go to college knowing this already. People who become lawyers and doctors, they don't already know, right? They got to go learn. So that's the same thing as digital marketing. You have to learn the skill of marketing and then you're able to sell anything, not just digital products, but you'll be able to sell physical products too, because all it is the act of selling, teaching you how to successfully convert somebody from seeing your content and then eventually buying your product. That's it. Whether you sell physical or digital products. Same concept. Yep, gotcha. What's your name? Because I keep saying toxic relationship. I think you told me before, but I can't remember. But yeah, that's all it is, y'all. And I had to step out on faith and believe because I used to see these courses when I first started searching for ways to make money online. I was so desperate, y'all. I was mentally drained from my job, and I used to come across digital marketing all the time, and all the income shots, and all the people saying they making thousands in a day. And I'm like, okay, I was hesitant, and then I kept watching, and I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to do this, right? I'm like everybody else doing it. So I started seeing UBC and all the other courses, and I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do? And then I waited. I watched the girl. I was watching her content. She had a similar story to me, and I was like, I'm doing it. I'm buying it. I stepped out on faith and I bought the course. I literally just chose the day, and I was like, I'm getting it. I didn't have $500, but I did it on payments because the Klarna and Afterpay option. So I did it like that, and I bought the course from her. Bought it from her. Never looked back. Started learning from UBC. I started a brand new Instagram account from zero. You do not need to be an influencer. I started from zero and started implementing the strategies from UBC. And I started April 1st on a brand new account, same account I'm on now. And in May, I made $10,000 as a complete beginner. In the May alone, 10K, y'all, which is crazy. It's insane. And from then on, I kept working my 9 to 5 and doing digital marketing on the side. And digital marketing quickly became like my main job because I was making more money every single month selling digital products than I was from my 9 to 5 paycheck, y'all, every single month. And I continued to do it up until 1 month ago. And I finally quit my job, y'all, which sounds crazy every time I say it because I can't believe I made it to this point where I literally don't have to work this job that I hated so much. Like I literally quit the job and walked away, and I have consistently made multiple times my paycheck every single month, which was my goal from the beginning because I got into this because I was tired of working for somebody else and continuing to make them rich while I continue to struggle, right? And be miserable. So now I just do these lives, y'all. I create content. I teach mainly women, but also men, just how to learn the skill of marketing and learn how to sell digital products. Even if you're not trying to quit your job, if you just want to make extra income, y'all, the quickest way for you to make extra income is selling digital products, not getting a second job. I'm telling you, you can, if you think about it, if you sold a course like UBC twice a month, that's $1,000. The course is 500. You see what I'm saying? 30 days and make 2 sales, you've already made an extra 1K. And I know for me, an extra 1K was all I was asking for. That's all I needed. That's all I was praying for when I started. Like, just give me an extra $1,000. I'll be happy because I'll have that cushion to where at least I ain't struggling, right? And I got extra money, but I ended up making 10,000 instead. So that's when I knew that I was worth more and I could do more. So anybody can do this. It's definitely beginner friendly. You just have to be willing to put in the work. You can't get the course, sit on it. You got to be willing to really give 100% and put in the work. And you can learn the same skill that I learned. Figure out what you want your niche to be. If you want to buy a done for you ebook, you buy it. If you want to create your own ebook, you create it. But you lean on UBC for the skills so that way you can sell the product. So hopefully all of that's making sense. Melissa. Okay. Yes, that's better. So I don't keep saying toxic relationship. How long did it take you to get through all the modules? So it's self-paced, y'all. I have not been through all the modules. You don't have to go through all the modules. That's the thing. So in order to start reselling, of course, you want to at least take a week, familiarize yourself with the course, learn the basics, but you can learn and grow at the same time. You see what I'm saying? Because the course, the way it's designed, you want to do what makes the most sense for you. So if you know you're just starting, you want to, of course, start with the first module. If you know that you need to learn different strategies, you probably want to go to like attraction marketing because it's going to teach you what type of content to make. There's a TikTok module, there's a YouTube module, there's an Instagram module. If you know that you're not going to be on TikTok, then don't use that module, right now. Like, it would be a waste of time. So you just want to do what makes sense to the journey. If you know you're in the process of setting up your Instagram account and you're trying to figure out how to optimize your bio, then you might want to go to the module that talks about how to put keywords in your bio, right? When you get to the part where you're ready to set up your store, then go to that module and follow the tutorial on how to set up UBC in your store. So, and then like all the strategies and the value, you can kind of learn as you go, because you're not going to immediately go buy this course. This is what you're not going to do. Buy the course. Now you can do this. You can buy the course. You can literally have it set up the same day or the next day. But what you're not going to do is buy the course, set it up, and get on social media. The very first post you make, you trying to sell a course. That's what you're not going to do, right? Because that's not how it works. You need to get on social media and start talking about, introduce yourself and start talking about the journey. You bring people along the journey with you. Make content about why you started. Be authentic. As you're learning from the course, start making content teaching people what you're learning for free. Like, it could be a small post about something you learned about digital marketing. You make that kind of content because you got to remember, somebody out there don't have UBC yet. Somebody out there has not heard of digital marketing and they looking just like you were looking. So even though you knew, the little small posts you make educating them is teaching them something, they're going to follow you, right? So you want to get people to follow you, and you trying to build trust, and you trying to build your page up. After you do that for a little while, it don't have to be long. Then you can slowly start implementing or introducing whatever product you want to sell. But you do not want to create a post and the very first post you make is you trying to sell something. Because think about it. Are you going to go and buy something from somebody if you click on their page and they got their first post and they only got 2 or 3 posts and all 3 posts say something about a course they selling and they got 6 followers, right? So you don't want to do that. You want to start the right way. We're trying to build trust, and don't think you have to have a lot of followers to make sales, y'all. I had less than 200 followers when somebody bought UBC from me. I didn't have a lot, and it didn't take me long to get there because when I started the new page, I was following other digital marketers. They were following me back. I literally had less than 200 when I made my first sale. You just don't want to make your first post about trying to sell something. But yeah, I still go through the course to this day, y'all, because I'm always going to refer back to it. And then plus, like I just told y'all, the webinar Saturday, they're dropping 5 new modules. I don't know what they are. I may be interested in what it is. It may be something that's going to help me grow. So guess what? I'm going to be right back in the course learning something. So don't think you have to spend months to learn from this course and then try to resell it. It doesn't work like that. Yep. I have to change my name. Yes, on here. Girl, that's the hardest part, trying to maintain and do this every day while I work. Yes, I will say when I worked a job, I did work from home, but it was still demanding, y'all. Don't hear work from home and think, oh, she had it. No, baby, the job was stressful. The calls was back to back. I was not up roaming the house. Basically, I was working a full-time job. I worked for the bank. So y'all already know these bank customers is they cray cray. They cuckoo. So I will say I had got in the beginning, I was a little overwhelmed, but I figured out and I wanted it bad enough. Like the job was my motivation to get off work and do something for my business and make a post, right? Because I was like, do I want to work this job every day, be miserable, and give them 8-9 hours a day? And then I get off work and now I don't got no time and I can't make an effort to make 2 posts on Instagram. I had to get out of that mindset. I was like, if I can go work for this company and make them rich, get paid crumbs, give them all my time, I can at least dedicate an hour or 2 to this business and make posts. So once I changed my mindset to that, it became easier because I felt like I was working towards something. I was working towards getting away from having to work the 9 to 5. Hey, Quincy, how are you? He said, I'm growing like crazy. I'm trying. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to hit 10K. I am trying. Hey, Bree, how are you? Happy Thursday. Is today Thursday? Yes. But yeah, that's you have to kind of shift your mindset when it comes to like people saying, oh, but I work a 9 to 5 and be tired. Well, you better get untired, right? Like it's just that simple. Like that's just the truth. Because if you don't, you're gonna keep working a 9 to 5. You're gonna have to, I will say, as you start learning, that's when it's the most overwhelming. But as you start learning and everything starts clicking and making sense, and then now you know exactly what it is you need to do, and now you're just in learning mode and you post it becomes easier because then you come up with some kind of strategy or plan to you're gonna eventually get to a point where you're like, okay, I know I gotta go to work tomorrow, I gotta do this. Let me make 2 posts for tomorrow, or let me do this. However your schedule work, you eventually get to that spot where you already ahead of the game. You still gonna be tired, but at least you're ahead of the game and it's easier for you. And then as you continue to go, like throughout the months, before you know it, y'all, it becomes easy. Like I'm at the point now where I don't want to say it's easy, but it's very simple. Like I'm still to the point where I can't believe like we be out here busting our ass at these 9 to 5s to make a certain income that's not gonna be more unless you work overtime, right? They're not paying you extra unless you give them more of your time, right? And here I am in the digital space making money like this. Like it's crazy. I'm like, what in the and this is what they don't want us to know. And it's very possible, y'all. Whether you making it from selling digital products, whether you making it from content creation, y'all don't just make money from digital products. I literally make money from YouTube because my channel is monetized. So I vlog my life. So not only am I making a stream of income here, I have a stream of income from YouTube just in general from the ads that play on my videos. You see what I'm saying? So not only did it open one door, it opened another. And it's like to think that I'm out here just living my life, creating my own schedule, recording my day, talking about what it is I do, helping other people, making way more money than I was making stressed out at a job. Y'all, it's insane. And I'm just like, where was I at like years ago to know this, right? But that's the thing. Who's teaching us that in high school? They teaching us to get out, go to college, get a degree, get a job. They ain't nobody teaching you in school. I didn't learn about being a business owner in school or none of that. Not at all. I was conditioned to think that's what you do in life. You're gonna work forever for somebody else. Until like 2 years ago, I realized, okay, I don't gotta do this. And I think it's the internet, y'all, social media. That's why they be trying to shut TikTok down because they be telling us too much stuff, right? They don't want us to know, oh, we can make money doing this. Y'all know how many people on TikTok then quit their job because they making money strictly just from TikTok? Like that's crazy. But they don't want us to know that. They want us to continue to work, 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 work. Hey, Niche, that's so true. And you saying you do it lets me know. Exactly. That's why I be telling people, use me as an example. And a lot of y'all will tell me, like, y'all been following me from the beginning, y'all. From the very beginning, when y'all first started seeing my videos, when I made that first digital marketing video on this channel that ended up monetizing my channel because I gained like over 1,000 subscribers in like 3 days. People have been following me from the beginning when I was first starting, complaining about my job every day, talking about how much I hate it, stressed out every freaking day. Some people been following me from the beginning when I used to say I want to quit my job and I'm this and that. And like, look, y'all, I have quit my job at this point. So I am nobody special. I am literally a regular person, y'all. A regular person. I have 3 kids. I worked from home. I worked a regular job working for a bank. Look, every time I say it, I just get traumatized all over again. You know what I mean? But it's just like working for a bank, making not enough money for what I do and all the stress and the screaming and disrespect I had to deal with, for the bank's fault, for they shitty policies. But I get, the people who answer the phone get the wrath. And here I am a year later and I quit the job, y'all. And I said that. I was like, I'm going to learn this skill. I'm going to learn how to do this and I'm going to quit this job. And I have literally quit the job, y'all. And it's crazy because I started making the money sooner. Like I could have quit a long time ago because I was already making more money. But that's just me. I just kept going, trying to see more consistency. And finally I couldn't take it no more. So I just walked away because I was like, why are you still here at this point? Like my performance started dropping. I started not caring. And that's not me. Like no matter what I do, even if I don't like it, I want to be the best or try to be the best. And when I got to the point where I didn't care about my metrics, I didn't care about the quality of the call, I didn't care about my schedule adherence, y'all. I was going to break so much when I wasn't supposed to be on break. You know why? Because I didn't give a shit no more. Because I knew that I had other income. And baby, I was just holding on by a thread at that point. So I just finally said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I found you from that video. See, a lot of people found me from that video, which is crazy because I almost didn't post that video because my channel was not about digital marketing. Because y'all got to remember, I was new at it. So I almost didn't post it because this channel was not built on that. And something said post the video and I posted the video and here we are. That's where I'm at mentally. Right, exactly. You don't give a damn about the numbers. Look, girl, I feel you more than anybody because, baby, when I tell you all my metrics used to be met, like schedule adherence, quality, all the other BS they be test like grading us on, they all used to be met, y'all. And I think like that's how I ended up like all of that is what got the ball rolling to me not being at the job no more. Like my performance going from up here to just plummeting. And when you have an employee that they know is always doing what they supposed to be doing, and all of a sudden my shit just went down, they was concerned. So they was like, they listened to one of my calls, horrible call, y'all. I was saying stuff that I had no business saying. And when I got pulled off of the call in the middle of the day and for coaching, and I was like, oh Lord. And I already don't give a shit. I'm mad, like I'm upset because I'm here. And I had to listen to the call with my manager. And the whole time I'm listening, I'm cringing. I'm like, did I really say that? It was in that moment that I knew that I had it. Like, because of the stuff that I was saying, it wasn't disrespectful stuff, but it was definitely stuff that you just don't say when you're dealing with customers, right? It was like, I was giving them like, I don't even know how to explain it, y'all. I was giving them a taste of their own medicine. Every time they came with something, I came back with it. I was like, you not, in my mind, you're not right today. I'm right. That's the attitude. It took me listening to realize y'all done spiraled out of control at this point. Like it took me hearing it. And my manager was like, do you need some time? Like, they was like, what is going on? They was like, are you going through something? And y'all, I broke down because I was just like, that's all it took. I was like, yes, I'm going through shit. I was like, I'm tired of getting talked to any kind of way every day. I'm tired of abiding by all these BS rules y'all got for us. What about us? Like, I literally went on a rant, right? And the manager was like, oh my, he was like, we're going to let you, if I give you some time off the calls, do you feel like contacting HR so you can see what kind of resources? I was like, I sure will. I had an attitude and everything. Y'all, that's crazy. Like, just thinking about it. And then he gave me time off the phone to call HR. When I called HR, that is how I discovered short-term disability. I don't know nothing about that. I pay for it on my insurance, but who be using that, y'all? Some people do. I didn't know. I thought you had to be physically disabled. I'm thinking I got to break my leg to use that, right? So I'm like, okay, short-term disability with pay. I'm like, okay, yeah, I need that. I'm mentally drained. I'm stressed. Then I start putting on, baby, I can't take it no more, right? Well, how do you feel? I feel like I'm about to explode. Like, I did, though. I wasn't lying. But when I figured out it was mental too, I was like, oh, yeah. She was like, well, we're going to give you a phone number to call. I called the numbers like the third party to the people who actually approve it. And in the midst, since I applied, I didn't have to go back to work. Even I had to wait. I had 30 days. No, I had 2 weeks for my doctor to approve it or not. But in the meantime, you don't go back to work. So I never went back to work after that day. I got short-term disability. I had to go to the doctor. The doctor was like, what's going on? I was telling them I work from home for a bank. I'm stressed out. I got a lot going on in my personal life. I don't got time for this shit, basically. And he was like, well, how long are you asking off? And I said 30 days. And he was like, okay. And in my mind, I'm like, well, damn, I should have said 60, but I didn't know it was that easy. So he gave me 30 days off. It got approved. So I literally was off for 30 days with with pay from my job because I paid for that on my insurance. And I was still running my digital marketing business, y'all. That 30 days allowed me to do this like really, really in full time, like no job, like wake up in the morning, do what you want to do, create your own schedule. And after the 30 days was ending, I was like, there's no way I can go back to that lifestyle. Like, I'm over here living my best life, y'all. I'm outside eating. I'm working at coffee shops. Like, I'm doing whatever I want to do, but making more money than I'm making from this job, right? So I asked for an extension. I got a 2-week extension. And after that, I couldn't extend it no more. And I was like, I told myself, like, what you gonna do? You going back or not? Y'all was still contemplating on going back. And I prayed about it. And I had the craziest dream. I'm not even going to talk about it. I didn't understand the dream, y'all, at all. It was a weird dream. It was, and mind you, I do not dream. I'm a person who don't dream. Like, if I have a dream, it's very, very random. Like, and like way, like probably 2 a year. I prayed on it, and I literally had a dream that night, a crazy dream. I had to get on Google and start looking up what this stuff meant because I knew it had another meaning because it made no sense. And to my surprise, I ain't gonna go into detail. Like, a lot of the meanings behind the stuff I was dreaming about had to do with like stepping out on faith and making decisions. And I was like, okay. And I'm still over here contemplating going back to this job. But I'm like, look, God trying to tell me he gonna knock me in the top of my head at this point. I ain't listening. So I finally just was like, I ain't going back. So I literally went on a mental health leave and never returned. Basically quit. I resigned. Like, when I got to the end of my leave, I sent the email, let them know that I was no longer returning. And that's how I ended up officially being gone. So I honestly feel like God pushed me out because I would have took longer. Like, I was holding on to this job for what reason, I have no clue. But I definitely got pushed out. Yep. So I get it. When people say that they mentally stressed from their job, look, it is a real thing. Just had a similar meeting today. Breathe. Me right now, healthcare getting yelled at. Yes, I hear that healthcare is bad too. It's bad too. I always hear people say healthcare is bad, but baby, y'all gotta think. Banking, you dealing with people's money, like, people is crazy. Like, and nothing is their fault. I'm like, I be want to tell people, first of all, ma'am, you knew you didn't have no money in that account when you overdrafted it, right? You be wanting to tell them, but you can't say what you want to say, and everything is the bank's fault. And I'm just like, and who get yelled at? Whoever answered the phone. I got tired of that. It was insane. I remember those days. Happy to see you living your dreams. Yes, Mia, thank you. I work in claims, so they're the same way about their damn cars. Yeah, people just, like, it made me, honestly, working like this, it made me understand, like, from the opposite side, y'all, because that used to be me, like, on the phone getting an attitude with the people. So now I'm just like, You know how it is when you call some places, they be deserving it because they be doing dumb stuff. Like, but sometimes I be catching myself in a moment, like, now why you got attitude with this young lady? It ain't her fault. Like, it makes me reassess the phone call. Like, why would I be mad at her and she just following procedures that they probably done told her she had to do? So because I went through this so long, I'm very, very aware of how to not make a person feel bad, because you literally will ruin somebody's day. Because it used to happen to me, and you don't know what people are going through when you call on the phone acting a fool. Like, and I know firsthand, y'all, I was literally going through a bunch of stuff with my mom being sick and bad things, and this lady called in screaming at me. And then at the end of the call, she was like, she apologized at the end of the call. She was, because I helped her, because all she had to do was calm down. And she apologized at the end of the call, and she was like, I just want to say I'm sorry, but she said she had just got diagnosed with something, I can't remember what, and she going through a lot. And in my mind, I had compassion for her in my heart, but at the same time, I wanted to tell her, but it's a call, you got to remember. I want to tell her, well, ma'am, guess what? I'm going through shit too. And now you call in hollering at me, my mama's sick, I don't know if she gonna live. You know what I mean? So they don't think about it on our side. They only think about their own feelings. So I'm very mindful when I call places, like, to not be screaming and yelling at the people, because it's not their fault. Sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes they deserve it. How can I turn 10,000 funding course into a digital product? You have to put the information in it. You have the knowledge on it. So you would create an ebook on how the person can get $10,000 in funding. Is it like, what kind of funding? Like business funding? So basically you go into Canva and you create an ebook on it. Or you can buy a done for you product from somebody. If somebody is already selling like a funding course or ebook or a template, if you find somebody selling something like that already, because there's probably somebody selling one somewhere, if it has PLR rights, you can take their product and use it as a guide so that you're not creating it from scratch. But you can change the name of it, you can change the title, you can delete stuff, you can add stuff, but now it's technically your ebook to sell. So you can do it that way. That's called working smarter, not harder. Or if you want to create your own ebook, you would go into Canva, use one of the templates, and then you would put all the information in on how a person would get that kind of funding. Once the ebook is done, then now you have to promote the ebook to the people who will be interested in getting funding. You already have it? Okay, so you already have it. It's not really into a digital product. So what is it? What kind of, if it's an ebook, what? So ebook means it's in electronic form, right? That's what that means. So is it a physical book you have? I used to use helping people, but some folks make it hard. Right, they make it hard. And what people don't realize, when you work in customer service of any kind, when you call in with an attitude and be yelling and screaming, I'm not going above and beyond for you. It be things I can say and help them, I ain't helping them. Like, I'm literally finna give you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna help you. I'm not reaching out to another department. Nope, you can call back tomorrow. And they don't understand. They be missing their own blessings. I'm not doing it. Call back, they close. There's little loopholes you can give them. Nope, I'm not going above and beyond. You just gonna wait and suffer. You wanna call in screaming at me, suffer today. Hey, Truth Slayer. Working on my conscience. I gotta just go. Yep, you gotta go for it. I keep telling you. Y'all be waiting, and it be 6 months, 3 months, however long, and you could have already started. There's no reason. You could have already started a long time ago. Yes, I've already have. Okay, I read that. That's where I'm at. I need to promote and do the pre-qualified question page. That it goes before other pages. Correct. Yes. Yeah, so if it's an ebook, it's already digital then. It should already be digital. So now you need to make sure it's all the way correct how you want it. Have it fixed up with a title page and all of that. If you want to change it and put it into like one of Canva's templates, then you would just go to Canva and find the ebook template, and you can put the information into a different template to make it look different. But if you already have it how you want it, then you need to start marketing. If you don't know how to market, then you need UBC. That's what I be telling y'all. That's the course that I be talking about that teaches you how to sell your ebook. Because it's going to teach you the skill of marketing and how to build your brand online. But if you think you know how to do that, then by all means, then now you need to create a social media account that's strictly for that niche and start marketing. But if you don't know how to create the right content to actually promote the ebook, then you need to buy a course that I talk about all the time, UBC, Ultimate Branding Course. That's the course that I come on here that I talk about. That's the one that I started with 1 year ago. That's the reason why I quit my 9-to-5 job now. Exactly. So you need a digital marketing course. If you want to sell digital products and you have no clue, you need to invest in ultimate branding course. Exactly. Because all it is an in-depth digital marketing course that teaches you the skill of marketing. It even teaches you how to do it faceless. If you wanted to sell your ebook without showing your face, it teaches you the strategies on how to do it faceless too. Right. Exactly, y'all. And UBC, y'all, has payment plans. So for the people who want payment plan options, they have them on the checkout page. You can do payments through Klarna. You can do payments through Afterpay. Depending on what they say, it can be 4, 6, or 12. 12 month, not month, but 4, 6, or 12 payments. It's mindset, getting over traditional work. Exactly. That's what. But you know what? You're right. That's the reason why I went a whole year making more money in digital marketing and still working a job that I hated every day. That's what it is. Even though I knew I can do it, I was making money. It's that mindset because they have programmed us so bad to think we need these 9-to-5 jobs. And we be so scared to be like, oh, well, what if I leave? Because we feel like I felt like that was like guaranteed income. But you gotta think about it, y'all. It's not, because what you gonna do when they come to you and say we letting you go? Because they ain't gonna give you no warning, right? So that's why you gotta have additional streams with the 9-to-5. If you're gonna stay at the 9-to-5, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But you gotta find a way to make other income. Because if they ever do that, then now what you gonna do? And they do it all the time. Let people go. And what's going on in today's society, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. All these people that's losing their jobs for no reason. So look, you never really know. Exactly. Opportunity is built on faith. That's why I say you cannot be an entrepreneur and run your own business and not have faith. They go hand in hand. There's no way. I want to change my existing channel to Faceless, but you said start fresh. I think I'm ready. Yep. Start. That's all you got to do is start. That's once you invest, you started, baby. You didn't spend that money. It's time to get going, right? That's the starting point. But yeah, we just so gun-ho on, but this is guaranteed income. It's technically not. It's just that you got a job where you know exactly what your paycheck gonna be because you know that you finna work 40 hours this week. So, I know I got this job. Up until you don't, right? The thing is, selling digital products, you can make more money than the job because there's no cap. You know what I mean? It depends on your efforts, basically. That's why I say, look, if people can do both, then you winning. Like if I had a job that I loved, y'all, and I didn't mind going to, I probably would have kept it. Even though I didn't need to because I was making enough money. But if I loved the job, why wouldn't I have kept it? That's more money for me. I was able to save money so fast and pay off all of my credit card debt so quickly because I didn't jump the gun like some people do. Make 10K and be like, baby, I quit. I didn't do that because I was like, how long can I hang on to this miserable job until I get all the debt paid off? Because I was literally using my 9-to-5 money to pay off my debt. You see what I'm saying? But all the money I was making for digital marketing, I was still getting that money too. So I was able to save a lot of my money. Had I just quit right away, yeah, I was making good money. I wouldn't have been struggling, but I wouldn't have had as much saved if I would have just up and quit. Jobs want exactly. They want a 2 weeks notice, but they not giving you one. And I had to think about that, y'all, because I had always told y'all when I leave this job, I'm giving a 2 weeks notice. Baby, why I didn't give these people no 2 weeks notice? That had good intentions, y'all, but it didn't work out like that. And the reason why I didn't get, because I still was gonna get them a 2 weeks notice. The reason why I have good reasons why I didn't do it. The reasons why I did not give them a 2 weeks notice. Because what did I just tell y'all? I was on leave of absence. I was on leave of absence. So when the leave got to the end, I didn't know if I was going to go back or not. I still was telling myself I'm going back. God kept telling me I'm not, and I kept trying to do the opposite. So when it came time for me to actually go back, I literally was like in a couple day time span, and it was like, you going back or not? So the only way I would have been able to get him a 2 weeks notice is if I would have gave the notice and then went back for 2 weeks to work. Or if I would have gave the notice, not gave the notice and then just went back there, I would have got fired for not showing up. So I was like, instead of getting fired, let's just go ahead and resign. So that's exactly what I did. Like I literally I sent it the day that I was supposed to return to work, or the day before, and I told him I wasn't coming. Was not coming. Or they're provided one-on-one coaching. So with me, I do help. So if you buy the course from me and you need help, I help you, but I do tell you to go through the course. Like try to go through some of the stuff in the course first, because that's the whole reason you bought it, right? Because there's a lot of information that's going to help you and answer a lot of your questions. But like once you get familiar with the course and you still like have questions and may feel lost, then definitely I'll help you. Yep. Or guide you if you had like specific questions or just don't understand something. But yes, but the course itself comes with, so you got the online course and then you also got the community. So you got the community where you can go in the chat, you can ask questions, y'all. And then they do ongoing calls every week. There's a Q&A call. To this day, I join those calls. Even though I make money, I still join the calls, y'all. Every Wednesday, you can go to the Zoom, you can ask questions, or you can just listen. If you missed the call, you can always replay it in the course. They record all of the calls so you can go back and listen. And most of the time when I go, somebody asks something that I wanted to know. I just don't ask. I listen, but somebody gonna ask the question that you want to know, or either they're gonna ask a question that you didn't think about, and then you're gonna get the answer, right? So that's just like ongoing support and ongoing value that you get from the course. Yep, ongoing support that you're gonna get. And that's why I say, why not? Like, why wouldn't you? Because you literally getting a online platform, plus the community, plus the Q&A calls and the mindset calls. Like, that's 2 separate calls, y'all. Like, the calls alone are worth the $500 and more. So that's how you got to think about it. It's like ongoing. I've been in the course a year, y'all. These calls are every week, minus a few weeks where it's like a holiday or Christmas, and they'll cancel the call. But for the most part, these calls are every week. Every single week. What state are you? I'm in Texas. I'm in the great state of Texas. Look, I don't know if it's so great no more, but yeah, I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas. A job stands for just over broke. Look, I never thought about that. I'm gonna have to use that, right? Just over being broke. Baby, I got a little money. I'm still broke though. That's technically that's the truth. That's exactly what it would it be feeling like. Yeah, I got a job. Do you got any money? No. Why? Because all my money went to my bills. Yeah. And I'm just waiting for the next paycheck so I can do it all over again. Right. Like that's look, that is not life. Life is way too short, and it don't make no sense to be going to work every day, pay your bills, have a little bit of money, and you waiting for the next pay period. That's insane. Like, that is not life at all. In Dallas, okay, Texas. I'm in Houston area. I don't live in Houston, but I live out like 45 minutes south of Houston. So on the Gulf Coast, technically. I'm in the Gulf Coast area. The Gulf of, what is it? Did they change it yet? I've always known it to be the Gulf of Mexico. I live right along the coast. According to the news, it's supposed to be becoming Gulf of America, but we not gonna go there. So I don't know. But I live on the Gulf Coast, y'all. Like right outside of Houston. And it's very hot and humid. Let's just say that. Not so much right now, but kind of still hot and humid. Like our weather now is in the 80s, which is good because we'll eventually be in hundreds. But right now we hitting good mid 80s every day. I'm just over broke. That's funny. But yep, y'all, I have a webinar. I didn't say nothing about the webinar in a while, but the webinar in my chat, y'all, is a free UBC webinar that's happening Saturday. If anybody has been contemplating UBC but doesn't know yet, go to the webinar on Saturday. It's at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's free to sign up, and it's literally going to be a webinar. It's for us and then whoever we get to join, and they're going to talk about the course and then also announce 5 new modules that they are adding to the course, y'all. 5 new modules. That's why I love UBC, because they continue to add stuff to it. We don't know either, so we're going to find out. I'm going to find out at the same time y'all find out, whoever on the call. But yeah, definitely sign up and be live, y'all. Be on there live. The link, when you sign up, the link to the webinar will be emailed to you, and all you gotta do is click that link and join at that time. Yep, and join at that time. But I'm curious to see what the modules are. They won't tell us, y'all. UBC, they like to do that to surprise us. But it's always good stuff, y'all, every single time. The last time they did the webinar and they announced modules, it was the YouTube module that got added. It was like 3 other ones too, but YouTube was one of them. Because YouTube wasn't always in the module. I mean, in the course. That was one of the ones that got added like midway through, teaching you how to do digital marketing on YouTube and how to build like a successful YouTube channel. So I'm just curious to see what they're going to add. I'm hoping they add a Pinterest module, but I don't know. I'm just guessing, honestly. But there's going to be 5 new ones. So we'll see. But let me know, y'all, if y'all have any other questions for me. I'm probably going to go live again later since I went early today. Like later this evening, maybe. Yes, definitely come. Definitely sign up and come. Don't miss it, y'all. Be live. Be live on the call on Saturday. And just stay to the end. Okay? Don't say I didn't tell y'all. The people who don't have UBC, don't say I didn't tell y'all to stay on the call. Yes, y'all. Do y'all have any last minute questions before I go? What is going on, y'all? I've been on live, Jasmine. I actually was finna reply to your group chat, but I'm finna get off. I've been on here for an hour. I was just reading the chat just now while I was sitting here, but I've been on. Yep, I'm gonna go live. I told them just now that I'm probably gonna come back. Yes, I've been on here. I was wondering why y'all wasn't on here, but yeah, I'm gonna come back. I got on here like 2:30 my time. That would have been 3:30 your time. But I told them that I'm probably gonna come back this evening, like around the time that I usually do. But yep, I've been on here an hour and 5 minutes actually. Yep. Yep. Do y'all have any last minute questions for me? One last time. And if not, if you haven't signed up for the webinar, sign up. The link is in the chat. Once I get off the live, of course, y'all won't be able to see the link in chat, but I also linked it in my bio, my YouTube bio. So if you do come across the video later, click the link in my YouTube bio and the webinar is listed. I think it's the second link. And sign up for free to join the call if you have been interested in learning from UBC, the exact course that I started with. Don't miss it. You want to be live. They got surprises. So definitely sign up. And if y'all not following me on IG, follow me on Instagram, y'all. My IG link is also in my bio. If you have questions once I'm off live, that's the best place to reach me. Just DM me on Instagram. Yep, DM me on Instagram. I'm tired, y'all. I've been up since early this morning. Early. Did you post Saturday info for the webinar? Is that what you're talking about? It's in the chat. Can you see the chat? If that's what you're talking about, I have it pinned in the chat. Let me see. I think that's what you're talking about. So I retyped it just now, y'all. For anybody who is looking for it, it's right there. The last comment that I put is the link to sign up. All you got to enter is your name and email. That's it. And it's going to email you the confirmation with the webinar link. And then I'm going to also send y'all reminders like the day of so that y'all don't forget about it. Yep. So sign up right there. You saw the last picture I put in. That followed me too. I need a nap because I've been up since early. I went to that little business event. I learned a lot about business taxes though, but I've been up since early. I'm up now, so I'll go to bed on time. That's when you popped in. That's what I was reading. I'm like, what is going on? You didn't hear me. When I get off of here, I'm gonna go over there and look at it. But I was just looking at it like literally at the same time you came in. I was like, what is happening? People, look, what I told you. Sometimes you just gotta let people. They can't argue if you don't say nothing back. You gotta let people just be dumb by themselves. It's just that simple. You got to sometimes. Yep, you definitely got to. I learned to just look, baby. You're not going to steal my joy. Being miserable. I registered. Okay, yep, definitely join. And like I said, I send a reminder. I'm gonna send a reminder to anybody who signed up tomorrow, so y'all don't start screaming because my email is coming. Y'all gonna get one email tomorrow telling you it's one day away, and then you're gonna get another email like as soon as it start, in case y'all forget. It's literally gonna tell you, hey, it's live, join here with the link again. So yes. But y'all, I am about to get off. I may be back. Do not hold me to that. I said I may be back. I may be back this evening because it's 3:40 where I'm at. So yep, I may come back this evening, like 7-ish my time, Central Time. Central Time, y'all. But yes, y'all, I'm fixing to go. We got the UBC call and our work thing. What UBC call and work thing? What's today? I'm so confused right now. On wait. Yes, I was about to say, girl, wait, you got me up here looking at the calendar. I'm like, what's happening? Today Thursday, girl. Ain't no call today. They did that. They did that thing Monday. Right. Yep. That's why. I'm finna. No. Did they do one? I don't think they did one. It was Spanish. There wasn't one because they did that Monday call. Yeah, they did a Spanish one Wednesday. And y'all, that's another thing about UBC. It comes in different languages, but the course itself is international. So there's people from all over the world who have access to learning from UBC. So we got people in there from UK, from Canada, Australia, like all over, y'all. Different places I've never even heard of, honestly. And then the course itself comes in Spanish, Portuguese, French, and I think German or Dutch, one of them. Like the course itself comes in those other languages. Like when you get to the English module, the last one, it goes into the very next language. So that's another thing I love about UBC because it caters to almost everybody, right? But y'all, let me I'll start back talking all over again. But yes, thank y'all for joining. I will probably come back tonight. Make sure you subscribe to the Instagram, join the UBC webinar, both links in my YouTube bio, and I will see y'all later. Bye everybody.